All right, so it may be cooling down where you live, but for me, when I'm traveling all around the world to different hemispheres, there's an opportunity for things to get hot. So I guess the question is, do you or do I need a personal air conditioner when I travel? Let's get right into it. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Desmond. I make content about tech and travel gear. And today we are talking about a couple of products from Torras. These are their personal air conditioners. This is the Coolify Air, and this, inside this carrying case, is the Coolify Cyber. Now, it's probably worth mentioning, but Torras says that they are the first brand to introduce the concept of a neck air conditioner and bring that to market. So, for what it's worth, they've probably had a number of iterations and they've gone through some pretty extensive research and testing. So, first of all, what is a personal air conditioner? Depends on where you live in the world. This may be a very popular and well-known accessory for many of you over in Asia, for example, but for others in different countries, you may not know what this is. But really, this sits on the back of your neck. There is a cooling plate on the back as well, and then there are fans that blow cooled air up into your face to ultimately bring down your body temperature. And what's pretty impressive for things this small is it can really reduce your body temperature by about 50 degrees. So for me, if I am even at home during a heat wave and I don't have central air, or if it's just a little hot in my office because, I've got the 3D printer going, throwing one of these on is a potential option. But for most of you watching this video, it's for when you're traveling. If you are going over to a humid country during the summertime, or if you live in a hot state, or if you are just somewhere where it is always hot and humid, having something like this can be really, really interesting. And like I said, I've got these two products here from Torras. This white one over here is the Air. It is significantly lighter, smaller, and really easier to carry around. And then of course we've got this big guy right here. This is the Cyber. This is actually my personal favorite. I think it fits better. And let's take a look at the Cyber first. Like I mentioned, I like the way this looks. I love a good black tech accessory. Fits really well with my vibe, but also additional features and functions. It's a larger unit. But build quality is great. A lot of matte and glossy black plastic, but it doesn't feel cheap because there's so much internal electronics. This is hefty and pretty stable. You've got some rubber here because you've got flex for different size necks. The cooling plates are on the back and on the sides, and then you'll see vents all over the unit. And generally, I think it's really nice. For the Cyber though, what I don't necessarily like as much is the buttons are down here, these two tiny little power buttons at the bottom, and it does have a little LCD screen. That's the other difference between the Cyber and the Air. So you turn this on, it gives you the LCD screen. You can cycle between modes, between the strength of the fans, hot, cold, or just blowing standard air. And then you get some additional details like charging, battery life, and all of that good stuff. Now switching over to the Air, the more simplified, streamlined, portable version, it's very easy and simple in its design. It is mostly matte or satin plastic, comes in white. You've got some gold coloring here by some of the vents on the outside and vents on the inside. And then you've got vents down here and along the back. It is a very, very simple design. You've got the power button, the cooling button, and then heat. So it's really, really easy to use. Red for heat, blue for cool, power on. And then again, you press the power button multiple times to increase the power of the fans. But I'll just let you listen to this right now. So hopefully you can hear that. I can feel it all the way from here. Of course, it's meant to be worn on your neck, and this is probably distorting some element of the audio, but I can feel it all the way up here. It is already starting to cool the body down. And there are a few differences between the Coolify Cyber and the Coolify Air. So the Cyber actually has 3 cooling plates. What you'll see here is we've got a large one on the back over here and then along the side. So when I have this on and I'm walking around, it is cooling the entire area. And of course, we've got those same fans. This runs for about 3 hours of continuous use on a single charge, but the Coolify Air, which only has 1 cooling plate, can run for 4 hours. So you're getting a lot more use out of this. And again, you can notice I can adjust the size of this. Another couple things to call out, the Cyber, again, which is my favorite. I really like using this one versus the Air. Not that this isn't great. My wife really likes this. This one is app controlled, so you can use the Torras app to control the temperature, the different settings, and the strength on the Coolify Cyber. And a couple of other just technical things to call out, especially if you're still interested in whether or not you need a personal air conditioner, is the airflow or the fans on the Cyber can run up to 7,200 RPM, which again, if you know anything about that, is relatively fast. It blows cool air, this chilled air, in several directions all over your neck, back, and face. And it has a fast charging technology, which means you can charge this up to about 80% in an hour. So for me, when I was traveling over in Boston, in the summer, it's incredibly humid. It is so hot. So yes, I did look a bit like a tourist. I grew up there. It's fine. Wearing this around, but getting back to the hotel, plugging this in, and then having it charge up to 80% within an hour was great. A more realistic scenario, and probably where you'll look a little bit less out of place, is, again, if you're traveling over to Asia in the summer months, if you're over in Australia, any parts of the world where the heat and the humidity get pretty intense, having something like this on is pretty common. It's something that people know and use very often, so I find myself using this a lot. Now, the other thing to call out for some of you out there, again, looking for maybe the benefits of a personal air conditioner, but want it to be a little bit inconspicuous, the Coolify Air is smaller. It does have a smaller footprint. Once you have it on your neck, it kind of looks like a set of headphones, honestly, so I don't think anyone's going to really care. Do you care if it's that humid and hot out? This thing is only 285 grams, so it is significantly lighter than the Cyber. Unfortunately, it does not come with a carrying case, but because it's so small, you can throw it into your backpack or your tote or your sling bag, which again makes it really easy. And that 4 hours of power is great. Again, if you're walking a new city in the heat and you want to just cool down a bit, this thing does a great job. And I'd say don't confuse this with a portable fan, because there is a very sophisticated cooling element to it. So it is a portable air conditioner. The cooling plates on both the Cyber and the Air can bring down temperatures up to 50 degrees on the back of your neck. And then you pair that with the cold air that's being blown into your face, and this thing does get pretty chilly, which is great. A couple of other things that I will call out, which actually make these really great products for year-round usage, is, yes, they're called personal air conditioners, but you know what? They actually have a heating function on them. So on both of the Air and on the Cyber, you can change this from cooling to standard, which just blows air in your face, to heating, and it actually heats up. So if you are out in the winter months, or you're traveling in a country or city that is wildly cold, you can still bring this and throw it on and just change it to the heating function. Then it provides some heat. You can control the level of heat, but you can wear this under a jacket, under a hoodie, and again, relatively inconspicuous, but it does give you the ability to heat as well as cool. But that is it for the Torras personal air conditioners, the Cyber and the Air. They've got options for whatever you need. Like I said, even though the summer months are ending in most parts of the world, it's still pretty hot. But the fact that it also has cooling and heating functionality makes this a great travel companion. If you're on a plane, if you're, I don't know, on a bus or a train where the ventilation isn't great, if you're walking through a city, or if I travel over to Australia or Asia during the winter months, here we're gonna hit summer over there. So year round, there's probably a use for something like this. I personally like the Cyber the most, again, because it's all black, it fits my aesthetic. I like the additional size and heft and weight, and also the carrying case. But if you're looking for something a little bit more inconspicuous and streamlined, I'd probably go with the Torras Air. All right, and that is my video on the Torras personal air conditioners. That's the video. I'll leave a description and link, discount codes below. Feel free to check it out if you guys are interested. I will catch y'all in the next one.